Okay, so tonight is Wednesday, 14th of February. Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Last night we worked on the coolant bypass hoses for the new heads and the intake manifold. We got all the AN lines made up. Found out we were going to need an adapter, a 45-degree adapter to go to the heads. So we ordered 2 of those. And that's all we had time for last night. Tonight, just real quick, without filming it at all, I took the baffles out of the valve covers so that they can clear stud girdles. So now they'll be able to go on there nice and clear everything. We got the new valve springs and retainers from Iski. They're here. I've got one of the heads actually over there. This is one of the old heads. I just kind of wanted to throw it on there for a comparison. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in here. But just for fun, I thought I'd drop one of these older heads on there and see what it looks like. I mean, they're identical as far as dimensions. This one has a slightly different face to it. This one's got like an older style face. And then this side has like your standard factory head style on over here, and this side is just flat. This has angled plugs, if you can see. Not really well, but anyway, they're angled spark plugs, and this one just has straight. But those are the big differences. Obviously, the valve springs are different. These ones have hydraulic flat tappet valve springs in them. Pardon me. And currently, these ones have hydraulic solid mechanical roller springs in them. I'm gonna have to change those to mechanical flat tappet. That's what I'm gonna be doing tonight over there at my bench. So we're gonna get started on that. Okay, so we installed one of the new springs, and then we checked our install height here on this intake valve, and we do not have enough valve spring shims. I don't remember exactly what the install height of these ones was, but it's quite a bit more than what the install height is spec'd for these ones. The install height I need is 1.75 1 3/4 inches, and yeah. I don't have enough shims or the right style shims, which is fine. That's what I needed to find out tonight. So I ordered some more shims, and then I'll have enough to do all of them. But I can continue tonight to tear down all the valve springs, get all the old springs out of here, and then I'll probably actually install my check springs for degreeing the cam in. That came with my Summit Racing cam degree wheel. I'll probably put those 2 on here because this is going to be the driver's side head. And I think that's where I'm going to want them. This is going to be the front. So I'll probably put those in on here and then get the other here at the head and tear it all down as well. Maybe not. But that's what we're gonna keep working on tonight, and then once I finish that up, I'm probably gonna clean up the 400 a little bit if I can. So yeah, here. So I remembered that we need to do break-in on the camshaft, right? When we get everything together and all assembled in the car, everything's set, theoretically ready to go. First thing we got to do after we get it to start up is we got to break in the camshaft. And for that, you want, these are, so these springs right here, okay? This is a dual valve spring, okay? It's got the outer spring and inner spring, okay? And then there's also a third helper spring, whatever in there. These springs were dual valve spring. I've already removed the center spring because you need to do that in order to do a break-in on a flat tappet camshaft. So it will be just fine to install all of these at a little bit higher installed height, because that'll just bring the spring pressure down even more, which is perfectly fine when you're doing a break-in on the camshaft. After the break-in is over, I have to take the valve covers off. Valve covers off. Take all these springs, open them all up, right? Take the keepers out and remove these and reinstall the inner spring. And then once the inner spring's in, I got to reinstall all of them with the keepers on the car. Hopefully, I do have a tool to do that. I got a tool to put air pressure into the cylinder. Should work just fine. So at that point, when I have these apart to put the other spring, the dual spring on the inside, I can just put the extra shims that I need. I've already measured the shims that I need, what size, how many, whatever, for each cylinder that I will need. So I can just put those in at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and install all of these just at a little bit higher installed height than what they're actually going to be run at long term, but it'll be just fine for doing break-in. And while we're in there with the valve covers off after the break-in, we also have to tighten up all the head studs. So this is going to be great. We're going to go ahead and get this reassembled and tear down the other head and get it reassembled with these valve springs in it as well. So that's what we're going to be about right now. Here we go.